Hey, it's Randy from Funeral Funds of America. In this video, I'm going to show you the actual price for $10,000 worth of burial, cremation, final expense, life insurance, or funeral funds for a 62-year-old female. Now, first thing you need to understand is you can go directly to our website, and we've got these quoters on just about every page. And all you do is you just fill out the state that you live in, just select the state. We're licensed in all 50 states, by the way. And the coverage amount, put your birthday info in there, click get quotes, and it'll take you to a page that's going to show you all the best insurance companies with all the lowest rates. And what this will help you do, it will help you kind of identify accurate pricing and help you avoid those companies that you see advertised on TV or magazines that show these super low rates that when you actually get on the phone with them, you don't qualify for them, or it's so little coverage that they try to upsell you and try to buy you more coverage. It's like, in many cases, like 200% more expensive. So yeah, you'll be a smart consumer there. We can help you out with that. And then you can also call us at our toll-free number, 888-862-9456. One of our agents can help you out there too. Now, the first thing you need to understand as a 62-year-old female looking for $10,000 is, is that going to be adequate for your cremation or burial needs? So the average cost of a cremation right now in the United States is between $1,000 to $2,000. And that's if you just come home in a cardboard box or an urn. Now, if you're going to have some sort of ceremony or remembrance of life ceremony, celebration ceremony, that's probably going to be somewhere between $3,500 to $4,500. So what we would typically recommend coverage-wise for a cremation where you just come home in a cardboard box is typically between $5,000 to $7,000. If you're going to have that cremation and that ceremony, we'd typically recommend between $7,000 to $10,000. Now, you notice that's a little bit more than the cost of, the actual cremation and service. Reason is we want to provide enough money that if you don't die right away, 62 probably wants to make it to 72 and 82 years old, right? So we want to make sure that there's enough money there that over time, as things get more expensive, inflation, we can cover the inflation costs. But also by the same token that, if you have a $5,000 policy for that cremation where you come home in a cardboard box or an urn, if you do die a little sooner, there's a little bit extra money in there, just maybe to pay for some other final expenses or medical bills or something like that. So people like that flexibility. Now, if you're going to be buried, the average cost of a burial in the United States right now is right around $10,000. So if you walk into a funeral home pretty much anywhere in the United States with a $10,000 check, they'll get it done. It's not going to be anything fancy, but they'll get it done. And it's hard to imagine that they wouldn't, that they would just say no and let that check walk out the door and go down the street to one of their competitors. But with that said, that's the cost of what it is today. And what happens, you're 62 right now, what happens 72, 82 years old. So we would typically recommend getting somewhere between $10,000, $15,000, maybe even $20,000, depending on your budget. But there's a couple things. Keep in mind, you can always add more coverage. So if all you can afford right now is $10,000 or $5,000 or whatever it is, get that right now. We can always add more coverage. The other thing is we don't recommend getting like 25, 30,000, whatever, and having some of that money be left behind for kids or family members. And the reason is a lot of times people are on fixed or limited incomes and they see the price for 25 or 30,000. They go, oh, I can't afford that. I'm not going to do anything. And now there's nothing in place, and that's not fair to your family or loved ones. So if all you can afford is just to take care of what it costs right now, that takes care of your most immediate needs, we can always review and add more coverage later. Now, one thing we always recommend is getting first day coverage or benefits. That is so important. You do not want to get a plan with a 2-year waiting period. And we will talk about that in a moment. But a lot of people would say, I like that first day coverage, but I know it asks health questions and I'm not in the best of health. To which we say, hey, your health is our concern. That's not your concern. And the reason we say that is we work with a bunch of different insurance companies and they all have different health questions. They all have different underwriting. And right now we're getting about 95% of the people we help first day coverage or benefits. So we're terrific at what we do. Now, the only reason you wouldn't qualify for first day coverage or benefits would be if you had some really significant health issues, like maybe you had a terminal illness and you're going to pass away in the next 12 months. Or maybe you've got dementia, or you're on dialysis, or you're in a hospital or in a nursing home. If that were the case, we'd probably refer you out to a different insurance company. The other thing, too, is we get a call, seems like every week on this, from somebody that says, hey, we had a family member pass away this last week, and they didn't have insurance, and we don't have the money, and now the body's at the funeral home, and we need to get a check to the funeral director because they're not going to do anything until they get a check in their hand. So we need to get this policy really quick so we can get a check to the funeral home director. And we have to let them know that there's no insurance company out there in the world, or in the United States for sure, that is going to offer an insurance policy to a dead person. You actually have to be alive to qualify for this insurance. And it's really sad that the person who died didn't care enough about their family to take care of this in advance. This insurance is affordable. If you wait too long, it gets more expensive, so don't do that. But, just get it covered so you're not placing this burden on your family. A lot of times families have to finance this and pay off over, 3, 4, 5 years for something that you should have taken care of. And it's a terrible legacy to leave behind that, do you want to be remembered as the person who left this behind for everybody else to pay and then just kind of left this emotional toll on the family? So don't be that person. This insurance is affordable. Let us help you get it done. Now let's jump over and let's look at those 2-year waiting period plans. So Colonial Penn's probably one of the kind of more well-known, I guess, I think simply because they advertise a lot. It seems like the commercials are on TV like every 7 minutes. Hoochie mama. They're on all the time. So yeah, Colonial Penn, their $9.95 plan is a 2-year waiting period plan. And there's other companies out there that offer those 2-year waiting periods, like Mutual of Omaha, they're United of Omaha, AIG, Gerber, and there's just a number of other ones out there. And some of these companies have done a really amazing job of convincing the American public that if they're over age 50, the only thing they qualify for is a 2-year waiting period, to which we say, do not fall for such nonsense, because we help people with first day coverage all day long. But yeah, you might be a 62-year-old female, and you might see that Colonial Penn commercial, and you might think, oh my gosh, I'm going to get so much coverage because I'm 62. I'm probably going to get $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, maybe even $50,000 for only $9.95. Then you call Colonial Penn and talk with an agent, or you go on their website like we've done for you here, and you see that 1 unit of coverage is in fact $9.95. There it is, $9.95. But for a 62-year-old female, that's only going to pay out $1,420. And that may pay for a cremation in some parts of the country, but it won't pay out for 2 years. Remember, it's got a 2-year waiting period, and it's not going to be worth $1,420 2 years from now due to inflation. So why would you ever get into a plan that pays so little, and it's really not going to take care of your needs in the long term? So let's try to find out what $10,000 is. They've got this. They charge per unit, not per coverage amount, like other insurance companies. And therefore, you get these wackadoodle numbers like $1,420. So let's see here. Let's see. I think we're going to have to go higher, maybe 6 units. No, that's the thing. You just got to guess around. You can't just say, I want 10,000. That's probably as close as we're going to get. $9,940. If you want 10,000, you can't get it. You're going to have to save up that other $60 somehow. We're just having fun with our numbers. But let's take a look here. This is roughly $70. Let's go see what $10,000 in first day coverage would be and see if there's any money to be saved. I know there's money to be saved. Let's find out how much. $10,000 for a female, age 62. Let's get a quote. We're going to come back and check this real quick. Roughly $10,000 for $70. And here we're looking at two companies, really $35 to $36. Between these two companies, this would be this is 9 cents more. I would definitely recommend this insurance company. Reason is we can get same day approvals with them. There's some companies out there that, it may take weeks or even a month or more to get a policy in place just because of how they kind of manage, who they bring on and everything. Like Trinity Life, they're a great company. We get people approved the same day over the phone, and then you don't have to worry about this anymore. And to us, it's worth an extra 9 cents. But, you can look at all the different insurance companies here, but let's take a look at this. So roughly 35-ish versus 70, So Colonial Penn, let me go back over here because I want to show you. Make sure it is 10,000. Yeah, Colonial Penn is right at about or near 200% more expensive than first day coverage. That's what level means, first day coverage. And you will overpay on Colonial Penn for the rest of your life, and they will allow you to do that. They will thank you for overpaying by allowing you to overpay the rest of your life, and you're going to have that 2-year waiting period. So why would you do that? Why would you overpay? Think about it. Colonial Penn is right at about $35 a month more. That's $420 a year. And after 10 years, when our 62-year-old female is 72, she will have overpaid right around $4,200 on a $9,940 policy. Why would you automatically, from the very first day, sentence yourself to a lifetime of overpaying on something and paying $70 roughly when you could be paying $36 roughly? Yeah, don't do that. Be a smart consumer. We can help you be a smart consumer. You can go down a ways here and look at some other different insurance companies. You'll be able to see all the different ones out there. Let's see, is there anyone else? Oh, yeah, I like Lincoln Heritage. They're a fine company, I guess. But look at their pricing. $51, they're more. It is level coverage, first day coverage. But yeah, they're more. And the reason is they've got a deal where when you pass away, they'll supposedly call 2-3 different funeral homes and get the lowest pricing and maybe do a couple other things. But it's not a free service. They charge for it. Again, it's $51 versus 51 versus 36. So that's roughly $15 more a month. And you may go, oh, that's not a lot. But that's $180 a year. And after 10 years, where our 62-year-old female is now 72, that's going to be right at or around an extra $1,800. Boy, it starts adding up, doesn't it? And you got to ask yourself, is it worth paying an insurance company an extra $1,800 to call 2 or 3 funeral homes and maybe do a couple other things that might only take an hour or so and pay $1,800? Most people would say that's a pretty good payday for the insurance company. We would tend to agree. So what we've done at Funeral Funds of America is we provide a free funeral and estate planning guide. You can download that off our website, print it out, and you just fill it out. Who gets what and what goes where and what you want done after you're gone. Everything's just filled out exactly as you want for your final wishes. You keep that right next to your insurance policy, and when you pass away, your family not only has financial protection with the insurance policy, but they also have emotional protection, because all they need to do is open up that funeral and estate planning guide, and you will have spelled everything out clearly for them, and all they have to do is execute your wishes. And what a relief, what a burden that you take off of them. And what a gift of love, too, because they will know that you had thought about this in advance and taken care of this well in advance, and you'd prepared it for them. When you were alive, you took the time to prepare something for when you would no longer be here. And you not only protected them in life, but you actually protected them in death as well. And what a wonderful gift. What a wonderful legacy to leave behind. So go over to our website, and we've got these quarters on just about every page. And we've got a special quarter for our YouTube viewers, funeralfunds.com/YouTube. And on that quarter specifically, you can get the best prices and see all the rates and everything there as well. And then we've got our toll-free number, 888-862-9456, if you want to call and talk with one of our agents. And we just look forward to helping you at some point in the future find the right policy and save the most amount of money. And now, also keep in mind, if you've got an existing policy and you just want to price check it, we can help you out with that. If you want to add coverage to an existing policy, we can help you out with that too. If you want brand new coverage, we can help you out there. If you just want help or information, we can help you out there too. So we look forward to the day we get to actually help you out with this and help you get the last and final policy, hopefully, that you'll ever need. Until that day comes, you stay safe, you take care, you have a nice day. Bye-bye.